Have you ever wished that you had all the magic when it comes to meetings? That when you are in meetings, you can speak and your words will flow. And that when they flow, that the people who are at the meeting listening to you are hanging on your every word. In this video, I'm going to share with you all the tips and tricks and the principles on how to speak with authority and confidence in a meeting. Whether or not you are meeting one-on-one with someone else or you are meeting one-to-many where there is 2 or more people in the room, I'm going to show you the tips and tricks and the principles on how to do that and do it confidently every single time. All right, so the first thing you have to understand is the word meeting. I always like my distinctions. When you talk about a meeting, what does it mean? The word meeting actually comes from Old English, and the Old English word for meeting means to come upon. So when you think about coming upon, you usually think about ideas of having an unexpected encounter with someone else. Right? The word meeting is also a synonym for conference, the other word conference. And if you look at the word conference, the root word of conference is to confer, and confer means to bring together. So with that said, when you take those two together, what is a meeting? A meeting is an opportunity that you give someone to achieve a goal that they desire, and you give them that opportunity in the manner that you're going to help them realize that they need it all along. And now they're going to see a clear path to make their experience of life exponentially better. That is what a meeting is. So then the question then becomes, well, how do you do that? How do you give someone that opportunity? And then they realize that's what I need. How do you do that? And you do it by giving them what is an unexpected encounter through the words that you say. So the words you say are going to wow them because you're going to teach them something they don't already know. And through your communication, you're going to give them an experience they never had. And therefore, in their minds, they will perceive you as someone who can take them somewhere, someplace they want to go that they can't go themselves. Right? And by the way, if what I'm saying is resonating with you, I want you to do 2 things. I want you to look below this video and ring that bell, because that was how YouTube will let you know every time I release a new video. And I release a video every single week on communication, on career, on business, aspects of personal development, and give you a different way of thinking. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified every time I release a new video. All right. So when you give someone that unexpected encounter, when you do that, that's when you can have the confidence, knowing that you've had that impact on someone. And then at the same time, watch what's going to happen. You're going to also have the authority because they're going to hang on your every word, just waiting to hear what you have to say next. Okay, so what I'm going to give to you is the 3 pillars. There are 3 pillars to achieve exactly that. The first pillar is to connect. Now, what are you connecting with, right? Under the connect pillar, there's 3 things that you want to connect with. The first thing is to connect personally. Make it a 2-way conversation. The meeting is not just about you talking about what you know, or talking about yourself, or talking about a particular topic, because then that's a 1-way communication. And we're all familiar with 1-way communication. It's like a lecture, and nobody likes lectures. Right? We had enough lectures. We don't want to be lectured. We don't want to be spoken at. We want to be talked with. We want to be in conversation with. So make it a 2-way conversation, right? Connect with their core values. And then that way, they will feel like they have a genuine connection with you. And one of the great ways to make it a 2-way conversation is to have them engage with what you have to say. Ask questions and encourage that participation. Because then what's going to happen is that once they've had this unexpected experience, encounter with you, they're going to be saying your name even when you're not present. They're going to be mentioning you as an expert in that domain because they've had this experience with you. They've learned something from you. They've been inspired about you. And that's what true influence is. True influence is when someone mentions your name when you are not there. Right? So the first thing you want to connect to is connect personally. The second thing you want to connect to is to connect with their passions. Right? Everybody is passionate about something, and it could be their family. It could be they have young kids. It could be starting a business. It could be they're passionate about pets, or they're passionate about travel. Whatever it is, take an interest in what they're passionate about. Because when someone's passionate about that thing and they find someone else who also has that in common, immediately there's a sense of camaraderie. There's a sense of, oh, you get me. We get each other. So you want to show an interest. When you show an interest in their passions, then that is automatically showing an interest in them. So the third thing you want to connect with is you want to connect with their pain points. right? People are there because they want to alleviate something that keeps them up at night. They have a challenge, they have a question that they've never found an answer to, and they are hoping that someone can step up to be able to speak to them the truth, to be able to show them that this is your way out. This is the path that we can create to move away from your pain. And most people, right? People will do more to remove a pain that is in their life. They will do more, they will pay more to do that than they would to move towards pleasure. That's just human psychology. So connect with their pain points. Okay, so that is under the first pillar of connect. The second pillar is to contribute. When you contribute, you're contributing your knowledge. You're contributing your insight, your expertise, your life experience, right? But here's the thing, you can only contribute if you know your stuff. You got to know your stuff, because then when you truly know your stuff, you're speaking from the standpoint of having been there and knowing what you are talking about. And that is your most valuable contribution. And from that place, that's when you can genuinely add value, right? Contribution, it doesn't mean that you have to be the world's expert in that domain. Contribution also comes with asking great questions, because when you ask great questions, you involve the room. And guess what happens? You are establishing connection. And then the discussion that comes from that also adds value to everyone else. So asking great questions is also another form of contribution. Then the final pillar is to collaborate. When you collaborate, right, you can go far by yourself, but you can go far and faster when you are in collaboration with other people. But it doesn't mean that you can only collaborate with people who are doing the same thing as you, or maybe you can only collaborate with people who are in the same industry. Be creative. Be creative at looking at where you can collaborate, because sometimes the most meaningful collaborations are not with people who think like you, who have the same skill sets as you, or who are in the same industry. Some of the most meaningful collaborations come with people who are in a different discipline, or they've had a very different perspective. They bring different perspectives. And then when they come together, it just makes sense. And it makes the world a better place from a very different creative space, right? And so if you look at these three pillars, and the next step is you're wondering, well, what do I do next? How do I implement this in my career? How do I implement this in my life? If you want to know how to do that, then I invite you to look at below this video, and at the first link below this video is a link that you can visit. And it is opportunity I want to give to you to work with me personally on how you can take that to the next level. Implement these three pillars in your life. It is going to change your life for the rest of your life. Communication is the basis for all of these three things. So if you want that help, if you want that accountability, then click that link below, and either myself or someone else from my team is going to get on that call with you, and we're going to explore how we can work together. So I hope to see you on the inside. So in summary, right, if you want to approach and speak at meetings with confidence and authority, then it's three pillars. It's just three pillars. It is connecting, right? You're connecting personally. You're connecting to pain points. You're connecting to passions. And then it is about collaboration, right? And then it is about a contribution. So I want to hear from you. What did you learn from this? Right? Comment below, put a comment below. Which one of those three are you going to implement this week? Which one of those three do you have an opportunity for growth? I want to hear from you, and I look forward to hanging out with you in my next video.